gentlemen, we are in the building at Bravery Studios, New Jersey's. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
We need another yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. It's a collaborative episode today. How about that?
How about that? It is an act up, first class, second place, collaboration.
AKA Class Act. Ew.
Shout out to Marv for that title.
And we are live at Bravery Studios in Garfield, New Jersey.
You already know. And we are super excited to be here today with our guest. He is the founder and executive director of the New York Latino Film Festival.
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for the one, the only, Calixto Chinchilla. What is going on, brother?
I'm hearing the bombs.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Hopefully they're not too distracting.
Nah, just bomb them up,
You just heard
Bombs
all the
away.
bombs.
Now, am I the first to do this collabo with you? Like, am I the inaugural, collabo?
Honestly, the answer is yes.
Yes.
See?
Yes.
That's what's up.
We
That
did
deserves
this.
Claps.
We did
Yeah.
this for you. Absolutely.
Okay.
Then
That's
we're
what's
really-
up.
Thank you for making it out.
I feel honored.
You-
I'm the freshman class. I'm the freshman recipient.
I mean, needless to
collaboration.
say, you are a class act. So
Okay.
welcome to Class Act.
Not second place, I'm first class.
No. Hey, don't be acting up. That's her show.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for making it out to Jersey for us today.
It's good to be in this country. It's a New Yorker, yes.
Had to cross borders, had to cross rivers.
Oh my God,
TSA, all of that. to
All
get
of
here.
that.
So I'm like
Tolls,
thankful.
congestion
All of
charges,
it,
all
yeah,
of it.
It's nice. It's nice here.
Thank you. Thank you. We're going to get into...
Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite segments of one of my favorite podcasts of all fucking time. Can we
Stop
curse on here,
it.
by the way?
Stop
Let's
it.
edit that.
Say it again. Say it again.
All right. We're about to get into the segment of one of my favorite podcasts of all time, of Act Up Alana J.
Okay.
And I'll let you go ahead and kick it off.
Okay, so the name of this segment is Palabras. Calixto, me, and Jason are going to alternate stressing you out by... No, just kidding.
Let me get a sip of this coffee.
We're going to give you random
Cheers.
words.
Salud.
Salud. Salud. I'm off caffeine right now. I'm so sad. At doctor's orders. So we're going to give you random words, and you're going to give us the first word or thought that comes to mind. Literally, there are no wrong answers. This is just to wet the noodle, warm up the noggin, wet the whistle, if you will.
Okay.
Jason, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Are you ready, Calixto?
You start.
All right.
I'm nervous, but I'm good. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go in 3, 2, 1.
Pair.
Sneakers.
Debt.
Dead.
Debt.
Debt. Consolidation. I don't know.
Freighter.
Freighter. Elevator. I don't know.
Yeah.
Freight elevator.
Spray.
Suntan. Suntan.
Yeah.
Suntan oil.
Hunting.
Hunting. Goodwill.
Hey, one of my favorites.
Lung.
Cancer.
Fountain.
Of youth.
Hey.
Appeal.
Whip. Whip appeal.
Justify.
My love.
Shop.
Right.
Exutrix.
What?
I don't even know this
That's
word.
it. What? That was it. What? I
Okay.
don't even know what that means. Virus.
Corona.
Society.
Dead poets.
Hey! Basically, you have a mind of movies and music because there was a lot of song titles and movie titles in
That's
that.
the only thing I can think of,
I love that.
I want
I love
to be
that.
clever with it. So, yeah.
No, you did great. You did great.
right.
Absolutely.
And
Alright.
I have no idea what executrix means.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
didn't-
gonna lie.
You saw me struggling trying to pronounce that. Like,
Executrix.
Are we getting rid of Trix cereal or something? What the hell is that?
What is the word executrix? I have never heard of this word in my life.
Isn't that like a female, like executive siren, right? Like a
Ooh.
sexy.
Kind of like Latinx.
No, I know executrix. I thought it was like a sexy executive. No,
ChatGPT.
Marv.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT, you own us.
That's
You
what
owe
I
some
thought
explanations.
I've heard the term before, but I thought it meant for that.
Marv, we need to squash this mystery at your leisure. Please look it up and tell us what it means
Yes.
at your leisure, because everybody's gonna want to know.
Executrix. Wait, but you got to spell it.
Are you playing the sound on the screen?
Executrix.
A female executor of a will. Calixto,
Oh,
you're so
hey,
smart.
all right, you got it. Yeah.
Hey.
All right.
That's why you are who you are, and that's why I am not. Anyways.
I guess if I were to use it in a sentence, do I want to be an executrix one day? Is this something I'm aspiring for?
It sounds something powerful and female-like, so yeah.
All right. Done.
Yeah.
We have all learned. We have all grown. Thanks to you for being here, Calixto.
Yes, absolutely.
Like if you saw Disclosure, remember Disclosure?
Oh, with Demi Moore and
she
Michael
was an
Douglas?
executrix.
Ah.
One of the all-time smoke shows ever.
Demi?
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Demi could get it.
She didn't get it.
I still have to watch The Substance, but Demi could
Oh
get
my
it.
God, yeah.
Yeah, I still need to watch The Substance. I haven't seen The Substance.
No?
All I
I
would
heard it was
say,
good.
all I would say is do not eat prior. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, don't eat prior
Yes,
to watching it.
yes.
All right, noted.
All right.
Noted. Go unsatiated.
Yes, exactly.
Well, enough about Demi.
Yeah, and
We got
enough.
Calixto in the building.
Yeah, round of applause for Calixto, real quick, ladies and gentlemen.
We're going to inflate your ego today.
Oh yeah.
I know. Last time my name was on your show, I was called what?
What did I say?
Disneasel or whatever. What do you call it?
I called you Disneasel? No, I didn't. I think I said that your biceps are bigger than my head. I'm
No,
pretty
but
sure
you
I said that.
what was the? You was like he's Dieselnista. That's what you called it.
A Dieselnista? Did
That's
I
what you
say
said.
that?
That sounds like something you would
Rewind.
say.
That's-
It was on tape.
That's pretty-
That's what I found. Somebody told me about it.
Yeah.
And I saw the clip. I was like, wow, Dieselnista or Dieselnista.
I've known this lovely lady for quite some time, and that absolutely
she just made
sounds
up
like
the
something
word.
that she would say.
Yeah.
I low-key think I'm Shakespeare. On the low.
Yeah.
In case you
Possibly.
didn't know. Bars. Okay.
Hey.
We got to talk about what's coming up. We got to talk about the fact that it is the 25th anniversary of the New York Latino Film Festival.
Yes, indeed. What a time. But, first of all, congratulations, because that is an accomplishment in itself.
No,
And
thank you, man.
We love the representation that it's self-explanatory, but we love the representation that it has and the meaning behind it. And I just think it's a great thing for the culture all around.
Yeah. No, we really try to create different layers of, inspiration and empowerment. It's beyond just the films, but it's like giving that opportunity in the little details, whether it's our hosts that have been with us. We've had so many different hosts and opportunities for hosts to really get into this ring, because it's literally a circus, and I think it's to see these hosts grow. It's been amazing. To the actors, to our media team, we get so many different photographers and videographers each and every year to become a part of it, and even to our crews. Like even this year, for this year's spot, we had new people I never messed with. Direct the spot, be in the spot, shoot the key art, and we try to create that equity in every which way. We'll announce it on our socials, but really we've been known to create opportunities within the opportunity itself. So I'm really happy with that, and it was cool because there was the hosts, all the previous hosts have been getting together for some interviews and stuff like that for the anniversary, and it's been sweet, to just listen, because I wasn't there for those shoots, but it was pretty cool. So you realize the impact when you hear those stories, but when you're in the thick of it, you don't think about it. You're just doing the work. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those that are not familiar with the festival, who may be living under a rock, can you quickly tell us about how it began? And then we're definitely going to want to hear about how it's evolved and where it is now.
It began as this crazy dream. I was living with my mom's, in the PJs and working two jobs, going to school. I had worked on a short film, and the film really didn't go anywhere because there wasn't any place to play. So Tribeca Film Festival didn't exist at the time.
Right.
There wasn't anything Latino that existed at the time. Yet, picture this in like 98, 99, Latinos were becoming the big conversation that we were going to be the next big thing in 20 years or the next 10 years. And then reggaeton was beginning to percolate, and you heard all this, Ricky Martin was out. We were in Time Magazine. Latinos are going to be this and this and this.
Yeah.
And it's like, but we don't own anything. We don't own any of this.
That's a problem.
Yeah. And I was like, what if we what if there was a something, I don't know, I didn't know what it was, that brought together a community that educated us on the business of show and really educated the studios to what the culture was putting out. Because you had all those, whether it was music and film, curious about it, but we weren't in the building. We still are not really all that in the building. And what would that look like? And that's when the idea of the film festival kind of came to play. And then I just started working on it and developing it with a bunch of people I never knew, so I didn't engage any family or friends into it. Like, I wanted to do it on my own just because I thought it was so crazy. I didn't want anyone to justify my crazy and make me second guess myself. And then I just started, doing research. I researched, the Sundance Film Festival. I researched, Lincoln Center, what they were doing, and even Joseph Papp, who, ran the public theater. He had done a Latino festival that had theater and film. So I really did a lot of research. It's not like, oh, I'm going to do a festival. Like a lot of people tend to be doing that now, and they think it's easy, and it's not. At least in the way that we do it. There was a lot of research and care thought into it. And then it was like, well, how do we make this attractive and unique that studios are going to recognize us, that people are really going to recognize us. And then before you know it, we gathered the first team, and the first film festival took place in 2000.
Where was it?
It was downtown. We did it, we used to run a string of theaters between 59th Street in Park Avenue to 59th Street in First Avenue. These theaters don't exist anymore except for one of them. But there was a big theater in every block up to where Roosevelt Island is, that tram.
Yes.
And then, and so we would run prints back and forth. We played in film. There was no digital. Like, we played celluloid, 35, 70 millimeter, 16 millimeter.
Nice.
And so when people say you're a film festival, no, we're a film festival.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't do DCP until we had no choice.
Well, one of the things that I love about the festival overall is basically the representation and the diversification between the storytelling, the genres, and the audience alike.
Yeah.
But as far as like the programming approach and how it evolved, how did that come about?
We always wanted, it's funny because when you start something like this, you don't realize that, let's really break it down. There wasn't a film freeway. There wasn't social media. So we had to work twice as hard to get the word out. And so we did crazy things. I would do street teams. I would, I had friends in some magazines that would give us free ads. We amplified as much as we could. But mind you, we started a film festival without knowing how much content there was. So that's the biggest risk is like, okay, I'm trying to raise money for something. What if it doesn't exist? But somewhere in the backs of my mind, I felt like I can't be the only Latino that's doing a short film. But how many features were there? How many documentaries? What, to your point, what was going to fill this program out? So that's the nervousness. If you can really frame yourself as how I was,
imagine,
you're trying to raise money against something you don't know it even exists in the volume that you needed. And so we just started just really going out there hunting, and we knew we had to have a bar of excellence and quality, and yet be accessible, what I mean? Like, we knew the stories had to be diverse, and some of those stories were about street life or whatever it was, but it couldn't be ratch. Like, it had to be, it had to have some urban sophistication to it, but it couldn't be just ratch and like home movie. So I think for us, if we elevated the bar, then you have no choice but to follow. Because if you don't get in, you'll come to the festival and see the reasons why. And hopefully that inspires you to make better content.
Was there any...
And so that's how I think we've elevated content creators throughout the years, is we're like, no, this is not going to fly because it's business. It's not going to get sold.
Right.
So dig deeper. And so we kind of forced the filmmaker to dig deeper, because they see this is what I missed out on. Okay, this is where I messed up. This is how I can improve better, because if that guy can get in or this girl can get in, so can I. And that's when we started seeing, as with the years gone by, the elevation in the content. Yeah.
Was there a moment or moments that led up to a milestone of success for the festival?
The first year.
First year for sure. Wow.
For
so
sure.
you guys basically hit the ground running, as far as I'm concerned.
It hit out the block.
Wow.
Out the block.
That's a crazy thing.
Yeah.
You know, I always say, you know, we pray for the blessing, and then sometimes we're not ready when we always receive it.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, I had to be ready for it in so many ways. You know what I mean? And mind you, you know, this was all kept secret from my mother. My mother didn't know until she saw it on TV. The festival, yeah. And so we opened with King of the Jungle, so John Leguizamo, Rosie Perez.
I do remember that one. I remember catching that a long time ago.
So all those people came
back in Blockbuster. Remember those days?
Yeah. So all those people came to our opening night, and we sold out twice. And so we had like lines. This was at Chelsea. Our opening night was at Chelsea. What now is the SVA Theater, but it was something else. It was a different 2-plex or 3-plex theater. And so picture lines from like 8th Avenue going down 9th, wrapped around twice, wrapped around the whole thing.
Damn.
And that's when I was like, yo, like what is happening?
There's a demand.
There's a demand. And we had a stellar year. Like the quality was on point. You know, Girl Fight closed the festival.
Oh, with Michelle Rodriguez.
Fight.
Yes, that was another one. Yep.
That was what really put us on the map. That gave us like the industry cred, because we had Sony that believed in this festival that had no record, nothing, and everybody wanted this film. Well, like it won at Sundance.
If I can interject for 1 second, and I want to show how much of an impact this is. I went to high school in Miami.
Okay.
And I grew up here, but I went to high school in Miami. I already knew about those films, King of the Jungle and Girl Fight, from down south. And it probably wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for you guys. So that goes to show right there, even back then, that you guys already knew running the ground, and it just took off a life of its own.
Oh yeah.
So that's proof right there, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
If it reached a certain demographic even outside New York, wow.
Yeah. I mean, I remember pitching our butts off to Sony because this film was so hot property, everybody wanted it. So how do you convince a studio to give its New York premiere to a nobody bid festival in its first year?
Wow.
And when we got it, I don't know what the world I said, but when we got it, it changed the game, because people were like, wait a minute, you know, something is up here. And I felt like I always had to prove myself to the general market. I don't want to say race, but you know what I mean? Like those general market festivals, that we can stand toe to toe and deliver a quality event just like they can.
Absolutely.
But you got to prove that. And remember, the odds were against us. So I got to convince you that the market exists, that it's going to be high quality. It's not going to be what you think. It's not going to be whatever prejudice you put upon us. It's not going to be that. It's going to look different in its marketing. It's going to look different in its appearance. It's going to look different from its theatricalness. You know, like it had all those touch points I felt like needed to be different. And I think that that's when the crowd feels better about itself, and it feels accessible, and all those feelings. And that was done from intention, you know? And that also had to be really multicultural. We had to exhibit our blackness. We were having those Afro-Latino conversations from year one. Yeah. These, y'all brand new. A lot of people are having these conversations now, but we started it back then. Yeah. We were cognizant with intention. And I remember we would write our mission statements. We clearly research, okay, this is how we got to be different. And that's, and we moved with intent from day one.
I have a question about, you mentioned financing.
Yeah.
Obviously, financing, raising funds, that's a huge obstacle for many creatives. And a lot of creatives are not necessarily inherently business people. So we're talking 25 years ago. I think email may have been around, but there was no GoFundMe, there was no Indiegogo, there was none of that stuff. So how did you raise those funds? Can we talk, and we can talk about that present day as well as back then, because I think it's still something a lot of people would like education on.
I mean, it helps when you're living with moms and you're 21.
You were 21 when you started this. Yeah. That's crazy.
So, but I started in media when I was 16. So I started doing theater.
So you had some skin in the game already.
Yeah, but I had learned a lot from the theatrical side. So I worked on a couple of shows and all that other stuff. And so I really got to know the business side. And I was lucky that I had some mentors that I was always a curious kid.
Yeah.
So when you ask the questions, you take the answers as you will. You know what I mean? Like, and I always tell people, don't be afraid to ask. Like, even as adults, we're afraid to ask.
1,000%.
I don't know if it's ego, but like you never know what that answer that person gives you, how that impacts you, and how that changes how you think.
Yeah.
So I was always curious and not afraid to ask the questions. Even if the questions were above my age grade, I wanted to know business or whatever it was. And then for me, living with moms, I had a credit card that was a little free. So I spent my own money. There was no decks. I had to write. I wrote everything. I typed it. I had my word processor back then. And I would type the stuff out and, like make these nice ass presentations. And I would go to the stationery store, get the flyers paper, the flyers folders. Like I had to look legit in order for you to read it. And people, would just read presentations. Yeah. And I did some crazy stuff. At my job, I knew the guy across the street, like he worked for an office company, so he would mail my stuff for free. I had a whole operation with like people around me, and I knew all the copy codes and I knew the long distance codes, so I could call whoever I wanted, and and they pay for it. All my copies were done by other people. It was crazy. Wow. And I was like, that's how I did it. And then I, and somewhere in the mix, I landed a meeting with HBO.
Nice.
And
how?
How?
What was that?
Yeah, no gatekeeping.
You get nice with the receptionist. Literally. And so, yes. So you get nice with the receptionist. And I had a friend that was doing temp work. And he's like, here's the number to call. Here's a couple of, here's the general number for HBO. And maybe you call marketing, or maybe you call these people, or whatever. And then I would call, you get the voicemail, whatever. I *69. I did craziness.
*69.
All of it.
Yes.
And I don't know if that still exists anymore.
That's the one that disguises your number, right?
Okay. Because I didn't want to, I was the kind of person, I was calling like radio contests. Okay, they hang up, all right, I will call again.
Right.
Call again.
Yeah.
So then I made nice with the receptionist. And, just talking to her, and she would always say, she's not available, he's not available, or he can't do it. And I was like, all right. And then sometimes I was like, how you doing? I'll try to change up my approach instead of just wanting to speak to the person.
Right.
So I'm at my job one day, and I decided to just call for, craps and giggles, right? You know what the word is. And she puts me through. And a customer comes right in front of my face right at that moment.
Oh, because you were at work?
I was at work. And I was like, oh, let me call, whatever, because it was a break, whatever. Yeah. But then when I call, she puts me through. I'm going to put you through. I said, what? A customer comes right in front of my face when she says this. Yeah. So I pulled my boy over. I was like, yo, talk to this chick. Like, just go in, like, because I can't handle the customer. Right. It was at the window.
Listen. You gotta, when opportunities knock, you gotta open the door.
And this is where you think this is a movie. You gotta think this is a movie, and it is. But she put me through. I spoke to the person for like 5 minutes, and I got a meeting. So they were like, we're gonna give you like 10, 15 minutes. We'll talk. We'll give you 10, 15 minutes.
The most important 10, 15 minutes of your life.
I didn't know, but I felt like it was.
So that elevator pitch must have been tight.
I had to figure it out. I didn't know. I had to figure it out. But I also I had to speak from authenticity.
Right.
And I felt like I could speak to that point. Like I knew in my bones what was important about it.
Well, sometimes authenticity is all it really takes. I mean, I feel like in everyday life, and even for, take me, for example, just the moments where I needed to be my most authentic self is what pushed me to the next level in certain aspects of my career.
Yeah.
That's what I've been applying ever since.
Yeah. You don't need to try too hard, just really try from a genuine place. that feels relatable, I guess. But at that age, I was just like being me. And so I went in, and 15 minutes later, I had a contract.
Can we get some claps?
Yeah.
Can we get some claps and bombs?
Well,
So whatever I said, they were like, we're going to do this.
Right.
And then I had to figure out, then I was like, dead ass, like crying in the elevator, like, what is going on? And I called my friend, and I was like, I think something's going to change. And I need to figure out how to build a company. And I didn't know how to do that, right? And so I literally needed to find people to build the company. And then, and that's what we did. And we set up shop in Spanish Harlem. And we started building it from there, and then just trying to figure it out. And I would meet people. And HBO had done a press conference like a couple of months later to formally announce the festival, that it was going to come in 2000. And so we hyped it up. We were like, this is the event of the next millennium. And that was our language. Because, everyone was like Y2K and stuff like that.
The world's going to end.
Yeah, so I was like, nah,
the computers are going to kill us.
I remember that. I remember that vividly.
And
Me
then
too.
Prince's 1999, people thought that was for real.
Right.
So then I was like, we're going to call this the event of the next millennium. And then, so they came out with this big junket, and then you get thrusted as a public, like, my secret is out. So it's like, okay, now I got to learn how to not only deal with this this festival, try to build this company, but now I gotta play the part, right? And now I gotta really deliver.
Gotta execute.
You gotta execute. And so, that really like messed with me for a minute. My anxiety or whatever. I didn't call it anxiety then, but you realize all those feelings, and then you gotta put on the show. So I started building out a team little by little. And then we did the first festival back in 2000, and then that was it.
And that was it.
What kind of role do you feel like the festival has done to shape broader narratives in the Latino community?
What kind of role? I mean, I think the role is just, I think it's in its programming to what I said earlier. I think, you gotta motivate people to elevate how they create. So I think we've proven that. You know what I mean? I think you see it. And I think all of it is also, throughout the years, we have different programs. So we had a filmmaker program that we launched with HBO, where we funded the script from scratch, and we developed it, and we gave you mentors. And you had to, as soon as I called you, you're in production tomorrow. It was like that kind. It was like it was emulated by Project Greenlight. Okay. And so we had like 7 cycles of that. And then, we graduated into...
Over how long were the 7 cycles?
Every year, 7 years.
7 years, okay.
Yeah. And then we had some pickups from that. And when you get the deal, you also get an automatic acquisition from HBO. So I pay you to make the short, and I give you an acquisition deal on top of that. You don't get that. And then you get mentored by the best. So we brought the first short, first HBO production to DR. We could shoot anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. Right. We brought the first, production to DR. We've done them. We've shot everywhere, and those filmmakers have gone on to do some amazing things. You got Hugo Perez. He's doing Buena Vista the musical. You got Dominic Colon, who's doing some amazing things.
Yes,
he's working on a new Fat Joe series right now.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dominic.
Yeah, and they all started here. We have one of our filmmakers, Alex Gutierrez, who was the first recipient, and now he has a feature in this year's festival. It's taken him a minute, but now he has his feature this year, and like, who would have thought, right? And then we've kind of changed, again, how we want to fill the pocket and where the needs are. So then we started comedy. And we had a comedy competition that kind of followed a little bit the same premise, but like we realized there weren't enough comics on TV. Okay, then how do we create that? Let's do this and really have the fiercest competition that you can get in. You've seen, I think you've been to one of these. And we look at comedians throughout the country, and we give you a special. We're going to put you, for nobody to, whatever, to get an HBO comedy special.
Right, entre nos, right?
Entre nos, but, and so, Ralph Barbosa, came from that.
Yeah.
We got, a lot of just, Cisco from Miami, just a lot of good cats come from that, from the competition. And then, we have a Shutterstock program where we give money to photographers and videographers to document the Latino experience. And so what they get is they get all their rights for 1 year, and then they split the rights with Shutterstock the second year. But they get up to $25,000.
I'll take it.
And and then there's the festival itself, and so we try to find ways to fill the pocket, and even like the little details, like the hosts. Or this year we're looking at, we usually for our block party, we usually book the acts. This is the first time we're opening it for people to submit.
Oh wow!
And so it's like little things like that, and you never know who's watching or where the op comes. And so I've seen that even with our hosts getting other gigs or getting national TV stuff and some of the acts. Or Ralph is playing, he's sold out Beacon twice the week of the festival, that Friday.
He's arguably the biggest comedic Hispanic comedian in the landscape right now, as we speak.
And who found them?
Not to brag.
Not to brag.
He's a talent.
Not to brag.
No.
Yeah.
That was a rhetorical question, ladies and gentlemen.
That was a bomb. Give me another bomb, please. Thanks. No. But he was bound for greatness regardless of us or whatever. But I love him. He's a great guy.
He's really sweet too.
And and there's other comedians just like him. And me, Edwin, Jessica Vargas, who was a part of this program. Like we all were like, we really try to do the best in mentoring them, and getting them ready for some like a national broadcast, and then they get thrusted just as much as I did when I had my moment. It's like, okay, now you're out for the public to see, and like, okay, let's go.
Let's go. Two things really quickly. What you mentioned the block party.
Yeah.
So are submissions open right now
Yeah,
for
they
acts
can
for
go-
the block
yeah,
party? What
yeah.
What acts are you looking for?
Everything, it could be hip hop,
Listeners,
salsa,
pay
anything.
attention.
Could be hip hop, salsa, reggaeton, dembow, whatever you want. Like, it's a mixed palette.
Just
And
music?
Just music.
Okay.
Yeah, so they can go to our Instagram. A lot of our opportunities are on Instagram. Whether it's opportunities, anything, they, our Instagram handle is pretty, I guess it's popular, but people look at it.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
Yeah, of course.
we try to keep it really active, really community. And I think what's great about how we communicate is not just about the festival all the day, every day. It's really about culture and community. So we're always constantly amplifying others, or, just stories that people should be recognizing or whatever. And so we try to create like a very community atmosphere when it comes to, our socials versus like, buy this, buy, you know what I mean? Like it's all,
Right.
it's, instead of it being so institutional, it's more culture community. I think, when you see our socials.
Yes.
Yeah.
On that note, with the socials, really quickly,
It's
weren't
NY
you-
Latino Film Festival. on
that
Instagram.
part
NY
is going to
Latino.
be all up in the
Twitter,
notes.
all of it's the same handle. NY Latino Film Festival.
Bang, 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 bang.
Yes.
Were you not Emmy nominated for some work that you
Yeah,
did
just
on
last
social?
last
Round of
week.
applause, round of applause, round of applause.
A little.
We won a couple of tellies.
Little
We won some
something.
stuff. We won some stuff.
You are watching a
So-
master at work.
We launched an agency literally 4 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago in pandemic, which is crazy.
A social media agency?
No, we launched a full marketing agency.
Well, marketing agency. Okay.
The whole shebang.
So we work with different brands and different films, and we do everything from experiential activations to traditional commercial work and 180 campaigns like billboards, radio, all of it, and event production and all of that, and regular theatrical marketing. And so we out the gate, we were working on the census campaign, and we brought in different directors, and we did the COVID stuff. Brought in different writers, directors, actors, and that's where the equity comes in.
Wait, the U.S. Census campaign was with you?
Yeah.
During
I was one of
COVID?
the agencies. Yeah.
I was in that.
Which one?
Get That Count Up with Rachel? Was that
That's done.
that wasn't with you? Okay,
No.
we're gonna
Mine
cut that
was
out.
more storytelling.
We're gonna cut that out.
No, mine was.
I thought I had a connection.
No. Mine was the story. I will remember you if I paid you. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
No.
Keeping receipts here. Keeping receipts.
Is that okay? Maybe a lot. I don't know. No. We did the more narrative stuff. We did the storytelling. I think you did the
Gotcha.
virtual stuff when we were still locked down. And we were on lockdown when we shot, but we were able to get restrictions, and I had to do a lot of that, permissions
Right.
and have a COVID officer. So you shot in the heat of it. I remember your stuff. And so, but yeah, we did. We started doing that. We did, Bad Boys for Life. We did some work on Sinners.
Two of my favorite films.
Yeah, it's okay. So yeah, and it varies per project. But again, it's really what the thought. If we know all these creatives, and it's safe to say no where the bodies are buried, right? Creatively, and just with our cultural and creative intelligence, and how we put that to work, and how do we get the culture to be a little bit more part of the conversation. And so that's where the idea of like doing an agency kind of felt natural. And I've always liked marketing, and I feel like I do it with the festival unconsciously, but consciously. You know what I mean? Like I don't think about it, but I was like, wait a minute, I think we kind of do this stuff already. We do our own sizzles.
Yeah.
We are in charge of our own commercials. People like it, so then let's do it for other people. And that's when the idea kind of came out. So we have agency Nihilif, agency New York Latino Film Festival as a result.
Awesome.
Now, it's already an accomplishment in itself that this is the 25th anniversary of it. You guys have been doing this for a long time. With that being said, from 2000 to 2025 now, the landscape in film and everything in the arts has changed dramatically. I mean, we've gone through DVDs, we've gone through VHSs, CDs, whole nine. And, back then in 2000, you didn't know that our phones were going to work the way that they work now. So with that being said, what leaps and bounds have you guys tried to do to maintain that relevancy within the culture and to making sure that you've had this longevity going forward?
I think you constantly bring new people in. So I think that's the thing that we've always wanted to do from the jump. I think since we started off with people I didn't know, then that, you use that experience as like, okay, there's other people that we can bring in constantly that look at the festival or look at what we do from a different lens and can jump in and say, you know what, how about we do this idea? Or how about this looks this way? And so I think we evolve because of you. And not necessarily because of me, you know what I mean? And it becomes a group effort. And then sometimes the audiences tell you a little bit of that too. So I think it's a little bit of both, but we constantly try to bring in new people to fuel it. And I think that's where, you want to talk about community building. I think we're the root of it, you know what I mean? Like of real community building, I like to think.
Well, it seems like they got the right person in charge, which is you, because I think almost anybody else in that position would probably let all of that stuff get to their head and not want to evolve and show growth and welcome in new blood, because we've seen that plenty of times in the industry.
Yeah, and I was what is it, crabs in a barrel or like gatekeep?
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to talk to me, nobody, and I never. But the thing is that, and especially in my own people. They weren't, Latinos were not trying to, the establishment wasn't really trying to hear
Sometimes it's your own people.
It's sometimes your own people, but I never took it personal because I understand you think I'm just as crazy as I am. Like, how is this kid going to get this money? Conversation changed, but I think I was playing devil's advocate. I was like, okay, I get you. I'm not going to hate you for life, but, and I may not like you for the minute, but I get it. But there was, I faced this gatekeeping or like people trying to dictate what they wanted the festival to be. And so it was easy to get in, and social media didn't exist back then, but it was easy to get the public clap back. Oh, the festival should be this, or the festival's not representing us like that. And it's really hard when you have the word Latino in the title and people expect you to be all things to every Latino. And I think for me, that was just, and then you used to mess with me. It would like, sometimes I would cry over it because I didn't feel like I was enough or that I was doing enough. And I think that, and I'll be transparent about that because I don't think people realize, when you do stuff in the arts or when you do stuff to create community, how tough it is, how draining it could be emotionally. and it's, you're kind of doing God's work, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know if you're going to get paid for this, and there's so many people that continue to do this work.
Yeah.
And it's hard, you know what I mean? And so for me, I had to grapple with that, and just kind of find my way. So I found myself doing that in real time. And then there was a certain moment where it clicked in my mind that I got to do what I feel is right. And if you don't like it, you don't have to come. And I had to make that choice, like, within me. And it's like, okay, well, if you don't feel like this is the Latino Film Festival for you, or whatever it is, that's okay. You have a right of choice, just as much as I do.
Yes.
1,000%.
But you have to come up with, otherwise you keep spinning your wheels. Oh, I'm not enough. I'm not doing enough. Or we got to do, and it doesn't end. And that could put you into a hole, like, emotionally, and just in a funk, and then make you resentful. Like, why am I doing this for other people? They don't appreciate it or whatever.
Right.
And I think once I owned it, I was like, nah, I got to change this up. And if you don't like it, you can go to the next store or whatever it is.
Do
and
it
that's
yourself.
okay. Or do it yourself.
You're not gonna. Don't talk about it, be about it.
But that's something that we were, back then we weren't having conversations on mental health or whatever, or any of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I didn't know the word, but now it's like imposter syndrome. You're talking about, I'm a kid from the projects. Like, I dreamt of working the movies. All of this was messing with me.
Yeah.
And I didn't go to business school. Like, I knew some of the principles of it, but I had to learn how to balance budgets. I had to learn how to get your respect or people's respect of people that were older than me. Then I had to, I'm trying to prove to Hollywood that, to listen to me. I'm this kid in the, what I mean? All this was messing with my head. And I had to somehow, and I had no mentors because my own people weren't even talking to me. And I don't think they even knew, like, how to figure it out. You know what I mean? So I felt like I had to chart the journey a little bit by myself.
Yeah.
And as a result, I was very just nervous. I side-eyed everybody. Like, I just, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know who to trust.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? I just got to trust myself and just rock with it. And there was when that aha moment happened, then I realized, I had to slowly change how to function. But there were several stumbles in trying to figure that out.
Absolutely. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Now, a film festival sounds like just, it's all about film.
Right.
But there are also workshops and educational value that's involved in film festivals. So can you talk a little bit about some of the workshops that you're most excited about? If you already know them, but if not, you can talk about workshops that you found very valuable in the past that you offered as part of the film festival.
This year, I mean, we have events that are happening at Warner Brothers, we're really excited about. So we administer a fund with Warner Brothers called 150. And so we give completion funds to projects. So we're going to be showing those things off. And we have an event at 30 Rock this year.
Nice.
That's really exciting. Can't talk about that, but it's going to really be good.
Stay tuned.
Follow
the gram.
But yeah, we got some pretty good, exciting events that we're putting together. And I think, to your point, really, it's a community connection. And I've seen so many of this happen where filmmakers or creatives, either meet their investor at the festival or meet their next actor at the festival or meet a studio rep at the festival or whatever. And they start networking, or, I've seen movies, like that got developed at the festival, like, Philly Brown, like Gina Rodriguez, like all that happened here.
That's amazing.
They met here, and Gina was just in a short film or whatever. And she was just, meeting people here. I think about Kerry Washington. She came in the early years of the festival and, she's Kerry from the Bronx, you know what I mean? And
Kerry from the block.
But it wasn't there yet, right?
Yeah.
And so you think about so many people that come and you never know where they're going to land, right? You never know where you guys are going to be 10 years from now or 5 years from now. And whether you meet them here at the festival or you meet those connections here, like for me, I think we're the connecting point. And I don't know how to express it. Like, I think we try to create I guess a level of family, but like I think whatever the secret sauce is, I don't know what it is, but I hear a lot about it. But I think it's rooted in authenticity. Like whatever you feel when you leave, whatever the inspiration point is, I'm glad we created, you know, with heart, you know what I mean? Because I hear all these people that get the feels after they leave. And so there's that. But we constantly, again, we constantly try to get new people in, because you have that first gen that experienced the festival, and now you have these new young people that are looking at the festival and coming to it for the first time. Yeah. And so how do you share the torch? Not necessarily, we're not passing the torch, but how do you share the torch?
Right.
I like that.
And
keep it community-based.
Yeah, and keep more people coming in. And we put them to work, and that's why I keep looking.
Now, this might be a little bit of a too broad question on my part, and I apologize in advance, but thinking about the future, thinking about another 25 years ahead down the road, how do you envision the impact, the reach, and the
coffee
format?
in my mouth. Yes. Let's put it out.
How do you envision the format, the reach, and the impact that the film festival will continue to have?
God only knows. God only knows. I don't know. I didn't think I would last the first year. This is crazy. And and I can tell you, I didn't realize now that I felt like it was God's purpose. Just how it happened. Like, how does this happen?
Yeah.
Or how did these things come into place? And I didn't know that till now. So like fairly recently. So you asked me what happens in 20, God only knows, because I don't know. I'm going to keep trying, and maybe it evolves to something else. Maybe evolve into a bigger conglomerate. I don't know what it is. I know that I'm going to be the same person, hopefully even more wiser than I am at this moment. But God only knows. I don't know.
Well, the only thing that I can say to that is they already have the right person in place for that. And I think that it's a stellar job that you've been doing, and the record proves itself. And I also want to take this time very briefly to also, as a fellow Latino Hispanic male, I appreciate your honesty and your vulnerability that you shared with us a few minutes ago, because even though you and I have been, we live separate lives, different spectrums and different experiences, but I sympathize and empathize with everything you said, because everything you said is almost as equally as impactful as it happened to me. So seeing you and what you've done and sharing your vulnerability and so on and so forth can inspire somebody like myself and anybody else in our shoes to do the exact same thing. Yeah. So thank you for that, and you know, hopefully you continue to spread your message out even further than what it's already reached.
Yeah, no. Thank you both. Thank you both for real.
Thank you for real.
For real.
You know, these things.
You know it's real when the curls are popping.
Yes. When my hair starts talking.
No, but it's always good to like be in spaces like this. I don't do too many podcasts, but now I'm being more intentional about having conversations, because you realize
we must have done something right in life.
Yeah, but you realize I'm gonna be 100.
Yeah.
You know, whether you think about it or not, what you guys do are really important, because who else is gonna tell the story? Who else is going to give us a platform to tell the story?
Right, we gotta.
And now it's there for perpetuity, right?
Yeah.
Unless you delete it, but you know, other than that, it's still there for perpetuity. And like, that's I think the learning that we get from each other when we hear people's stories or their journeys, and you could take those nuggets and like, wait a minute, you know, I could do things this way or whatever. But you know, it's not like the local news is in a lot of other stuff, you know what I mean? That even more now, we have to double down in making sure that our stories are getting told when the media is not quite telling them.
Amen.
You know,
1,000%. 1,000%.
You have that final question?
No. The final question will be, I think we have to do our game and then do our final question.
But I want to know what I want to know what the chapter is.
What's the challenge?
Yeah, that'll be the last thing.
Got you. All right. All right, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for everybody's favorite segment. It is now called This or That. If you've never seen the show before, first class, second place specifically, what happens is I will ask the guest multiple choice questions. Alana and I will ask multiple choice questions to our guest. It's no right or wrong answer.
Wait, are you cheating, Alana? Why are you looking at the phone right now?
I am cheating. We got notes.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we ask you multiple choice questions. There's no right or wrong answers, just what you like best, and it's just a nice way to get to know you a little bit more and to end things on a positive note. That's all it is. Don't be nervous, man. It's not the SATs.
Okay.
He
Don't
said
give me some
multiple
crazy
choice.
ass question like crack or weed. I was like, nah.
Whoa.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
Anyways,
That's hilarious.
that
All
is
right.
funny.
You
All
ready,
right.
Jason? You go
Oh,
first.
I'm ready. Are you ready, Calixto?
That's ready as it could be.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go for this or that. It's gonna be like
Why
hot
am I
potato.
nervous, man? Let me get a sip of this.
Getting nervous
sip.
now?
Get a sip. Get a sip.
Disneysta is nervous.
Disneysta.
All right, here we go. Let me clear my throat. Playlist or podcast?
Playlist.
Yeah, no right or wrong answer.
He's like, I know I'm on a podcast right now. I don't want to offend.
Because
No,
I
we
listen
get
to
it.
a playlist when I go to the gym. I don't
We
listen to
get it.
podcasts.
I'm the same
when I
way.
go to the
Listen, I may
Okay.
I may be a podcaster, but I love music. So
gym. Okay, I thought.
Facts.
Okay.
Okay, slides or Crocs?
Slides, because I always feel like the back of my feet are gonna trip on Crocs, you know, with the hook and all that.
Yeah, with the sport mode. Go ahead.
beach or pool?
Beach.
Dogs?
Depending on the
Oh,
beach, because sometimes if it's a dirty beach.
Not Jersey Shore Beach.
Not Coney
Miami
Island.
Beach.
Nah, not Jones Beach.
Wow.
All right, dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Both. That's not good.
I
but
believe
yeah.
that. I feel you on
Both.
that. I feel you on that.
Like I said, no right or wrong answers.
Yeah.
Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram.
To give or to receive?
Oh. Don't we like both? Both.
Hey, that's how I feel.
You got to give and to receive. Yeah.
Yeah, so full circle, yeah.
Los dos. Introvert or extrovert?
I think I'm a little extrovert. I think.
Batman or Superman?
Superman.
Iron Man or Captain America?
Iron Man.
Are you glass half empty or glass half full?
Glass half full. I think. Yeah. Glass half full.
That's always the goal, right? That's always the
Always,
goal. Have that
always.
glass full. We need to be hydrated.
I need to
you know?
finish the rest of it. I got to make it like to the rim. but
That's it. Okay. Would you rather be embarrassed or be afraid?
Embarrassed.
Would you rather be too hot or be too cold?
B2K. No, I'm joking.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bob.
Too hot.
All right.
Who likes the cold?
I do,
I
actually.
do.
Would you rather do dishes or laundry?
Laundry.
Really?
Yeah, I'm with him.
Nah. I hate laundry.
I could multitask. I could go watch.
Yeah.
I could watch my movies and series while I'm folding it. Everything.
All right.
I do that while I'm ironing.
Then guess
like,
what?
believe it or not, I like ironing over steam.
I like ironing too.
Like I could watch TV and chill. Like I feel like I could zone out
Yeah.
and just iron.
But nah, my laundry takes 10 to 12 business days to get put away. Okay, go. You were next.
Do you prefer the window seat or the aisle seat?
That's tough. Because sometimes you want to be in the window because you don't have to move, but then you want the aisle because you can get out quick.
Yeah, I always got to use the bathroom. Me personally.
Yeah. It depends who's on the road with me. Really, there's no answer. Because if it's a heavy person, if it's a big person, ooh, it's rough. And then you're like, what's worse is when you're in the middle.
The middle's the worst.
And I'm like, I got to trade, man. I can't do this.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Are you
So
more?
there's no answer. I don't have a, yeah, it's just whatever.
I'll choose for you, aisle.
Yeah, like the aisle.
Are you more book smart or street smart?
Oh, man. I think I'm a little bit of both. I think I learned what I did on the streets to a certain extent. Just lived experience. And then some of it is, I did read.
I feel that. I could see that.
So I
It's
think it's
emanating.
both, a
I get a
little
little hybrid energy.
Hybrid.
You a hybrid.
That's a word.
Yeah.
Do you prefer reading or writing?
It's tough. I like both, but I'm trying to write more. I'm trying to journal more.
There you go.
That's
Trying.
good. That's good. You're doing Yoda. Okay. Would you rather speak every language or play every instrument?
Damn.
I know, very introspective. Jason came up with these. I can't take the credit.
Wait, speak every language or play every instrument?
Yeah.
Speak every language.
Cardio or weights?
Wait.
Duh.
I mean, I like cardio, but I like weight.
Disney stuff. No. Dancing or karaoke?
I like karaoke.
Okay.
Me too. Hey,
Yeah.
next jam session.
We gotta hit the spot
let's
after.
do it.
For sure,
Okay.
for sure. Do you prefer drama or comedy, or more? Which more of?
I like comedy.
Ja. Movie theater or streaming service?
Movie theater.
Bang.
Ice water or room temperature?
Room temperature.
Teamwork or solo project?
No, teamwork.
Teamwork makes the
It's a
dream
dream
work. Calixto, thank you so much.
Thank you for
But
having
hold
me.
on, it's not over yet.
Okay.
Alana, please.
Very last thing before we get out of here, I always finish my episodes with this question. If you were writing your memoir, what would you name this chapter of your life?
Save the best for last.
Yeah! And that's a wrap, friends. Make sure you follow. Give us the ad one more time, Calixto.
NY Latino Film Festival.
Boom. Make sure you submit artists, okay? Block Party. He's got opportunities. When is the festival? What dates?
September 13th to the 21st.
Baby. Oh my God, my birthday's during it. I gotta
Hey.
pull up.
You gotta come through.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad I was the virgin guest of this podcast.
Yeah, of this collaboration.
I love it.
I'm the first. I'm a freshman.
Yeah.
Do I get a graduation cap or something? No. Okay. Got it. No budget. Okay.
We got merch for sale.
It's okay.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, folks, follow me at AlanaJ.tv. Act up with AJ.
And you can find me at I am Jason Enrique on all social media platforms. Like and subscribe by First Class Second Place on YouTube and all streaming platforms.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's
Mwah.
it.
Besos.
Thank you so much. Yes, indeed.